America's #1 funny man. What? Hey! Make some noise! Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
What up, party people? It's your boy Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. This is the show we do every single day. Can't do it without you. I get to talk to my friends, man. And today is no different. I'm talking to a few of my friends I haven't talked to in many years. I steer clear of plays. Let's start there. And I do this for a good reason. One, you know, the rehearsal is usually pretty intense. And you can't BS plays, right? And so with that, I got my friend on here today, Ms. Pepper Chambers, that's about to embark on a journey that's very dope. Pepper, how are you? Pepper?
Rodney, I can't hear you very well. But
how are you, Pepper?
I'm okay, but I can't hear you very well, so I'm going to work on that. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, so you cannot hear me?
Not very well. I think it's my headphones. So I'm going to work on that.
Are you wearing like a wireless headset?
I'm going to get a headset.
Okay.
Apologies.
All right, cool. Well, Pepper Chambers will be with us any second and also join us today. We go back many, many years. I've always been quite smitten by this young lady. She is absolutely a super talent, and she's with us today. Tanya Alexander is in the building. Tanya, how are you?
I'm great. Smitten? Okay.
Smitten.
I love smitten.
Yeah, I think you're gorgeous, Tanya, believe it or not.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But you get on my nerves, too. You're absolutely a pain in the butt. And I
well, you know, you got to have that balance in life. You got to be.
And wouldn't have it any other way.
You got to have both. I love your intro, by the way. It's very cool.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I was thinking about it as I was listening to it as it was coming on. Like, when people do stuff for you, especially if they do it on the strength, even if they do it for free, you kind of quietly owe them.
That's true.
Like, you got to pay that back. Like, at some point, like, so my buddy that did the song, he hit me early this year. He's like, yo, I doing a record release party. I want you to be there. And I was like, fuck, I can't say no because he did this on the strength.
Yeah.
Pepper Chambers, how are you?
I am delightful. I'm back. You can hear me and I can hear you, correct?
I hear you loud and clear. Yes, I do.
Yay.
Yeah. Rodney Perry.
So
I love you.
Let's do this, man. One of the questions I wanted to put to you guys today is, what are actors doing during the strike to pivot? And Pepper, you're the queen of pivoting. You're the queen of finding your way, the queen of always like being creative, man. I'm reminded of the Brown Betties. I'm reminded of having an opportunity to play with you guys and beat Joe in a production. Talk to me about your creative process and creating the Brown Betties and creating Joe.
I love that. Rodney, you know, we're following you because you are also the king of the pivot. I have to say, starting with the stage show. I remember when you came to Tanya and to us and you said, I want to do this because I've never done this character before. You know, You never got to be this man that's singing and dancing and acting and being sultry and sad. You know, you had the sex appeal and you were funny at the same time. You're like, this is new. I'm going to pivot. And we said, we're going to pivot with you. I love it.
Yeah, and, I mean, to be a leading man is one thing, but to be a leading man with 4 leading ladies is nothing short of amazing. So it really it made people look at me differently, you know, after working with you guys, and y'all had me dancing and everything.
It was great. It was delightful.
Can I interject for a second? I have
to dance more, and I can't rebel. I know this is what she's gonna talk about.
No, what I'm going to talk about is the moment I saw that Rodney could play that character. We were at the comedy, and I saw it. We were at the Comedy Union, and Rodney this is when he was hosting. Was it Friday nights you were hosting?
Yes, Friday nights were big.
And I was a hostess there.
Yes.
And I looked, and Rodney was on stage, and he had this hat tilted.
That's right.
And his sharp suit on, and I looked at him and I said, he looks like a Joe. And I just said, that would be cool. And I talked to Pepper, and I was like, we could go against the type we normally go against.
I might be the shortest Joe. I might be the absolute shortest Joe.
Well, it's funny because usually, and I used to get on the girls about this, they would choose these kind of tall, Hollywood, handsome type Joes, pretty boys in essence. And I was like, well, Rodney is so...
Hold on, stop right there. What you trying to say? I ain't cute?
Tanya.
You're very good. You're very cute. But the thing
You're a handsome man, right?
I said the charisma that Rodney has. And I said, look at the way he's dressed.
Exactly.
And the charisma with the audience. I was like, people love this dude. That's the quality I always wanted to see in the Joe, because a lot of the previous Joes were great looking guys, but they came off aloof.
You could easily come off as a womanizer in that piece.
Exactly. Right. But you were so funny and charming that people liked you. And that's the quality I always wanted to see in the Joe. So when I saw you, I said, him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why.
Very kind. Very kind.
It's very
also
kind.
joining us today, super comedian, one person that I count as a mentor that didn't have to help us when she did, and she took myself and a number of us back in the day under her wing. Fabulous comedian Miss Edwanda White is joining us today. Edwanda, how are you?
Hey everybody, how you doing? Hey ladies.
Hey.
Hi, Edwanda. How are you?
Edwanda, we're talking about as comedians and actors during the strike, what do we do to pivot? What are some of the things you're doing to kind of adjust? I know you're also a writer. You're a creative. How are you pivoting during this time?
You know what? I did a post about it. We have to do all the skills that we got to dig in our bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm creating podcasts, doing content. I'm working on a new album. You know, I can sing a little bit. I didn't know I could, but I did a little funny song.
You have always did funny songs, though. You've always done it.
I used little parodies as a little joke, and people was like, "You can really sing." So I'm in the studio working on my album and all kind of stuff. Still doing stand up. So as long as we stand up, we got something to do. We always gonna pay the bills. You feel me?
That's one thing I told my friend. I say, never turn your back on stand up, because stand up will show up and take care of you when nothing else will. Yeah. And Pepper Chambers, you're working on a new project now. Talk to me about the new endeavor. And I was talking to Tanya offline, and y'all rehearsed via Zoom.
Yes.
How hard was that for you as the actor?
If it hadn't been Tanya, it would have been difficult, but she knows me. I know her, and it's been amazing, honestly. So news to some people is that I moved to Chandler, Arizona 2 years ago with my husband after leaving Los Angeles. And when I got here, I was like, I'm still an artist. I'm still like, how am I going to show up in this space? And so
okay, stop right there. Stop right there.
I know, Rodney Perry.
Stop right there. So wait, you got married, then you guys relocated to Arizona.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So y'all met in LA.
Yeah.
Whirlwind romance. He is a white man.
He is a white man.
So he hit the proverbial jackpot. He's got a black girl dancer, amazing, and you guys moved to Chandler, Arizona. Talk to me. How do you like Chandler? How do you like it?
Chandler is interesting. My brother's been here for 20 years. My mom's been in Tucson longer. So, and then my dad moved here in 99. So somehow the family has come here. How do I like it? It's 118 degrees today. That is difficult. It's difficult. I know everyone's having a heat wave, but you're like, my goodness. So, but collectively, it's a small town. I grew up in small town, Wisconsin. So there's not a lot of differences. I'm married. I am missing the diversity and the way that we are all used to, but it exists. And so, to the point of that is I'm trying to be a part of that change or be a part of the landscape. And so, which goes the segues to the show that I'm doing. When I got here, I introduced myself to the Performing Arts Center here, and fast forwarding, I'm now on the board. And so by being on the board, it connected me to some other situations One of them being the Chandler Museum. And when I went into the museum, Rodney, there's this 1930s exhibit. You know how I love vintage. And
you love vintage.
you know how I love vintage.
You love the era when black people wasn't hot at all.
I know.
It's like 1930s and 40s. Good Lord.
We existed. What was our story?
We were there. We were absolutely
we were there,
That's
right? Nobody wants to show us, but we were there. So
Absolutely.
I was like, what is the story? What can I do in here? Created this one-woman show, and they loved the idea, thankfully. And then I was like, I got to have Tanya direct me. I don't want anyone else to. And it was weird.
Let's talk about this one-woman show. Let's not go too far ahead. You
Sure.
created the one-woman show, but it's happening as your audience is kind of swarming around you. You're totally immersed in the crowd, in the moment. How you do that?
Oh my God. So we're going to float. So just a picture any museum that you go to, we're going to go from exhibit, like moment to moment in the exhibit, and in different moments is what will be the backdrop of the play. And it's a migration story about how real people migrated to Chandler, making composite, compilation stories of certain people. And then, bringing in a little bit of stuff, bringing a little bit of social commentary, as it were. Yeah. And then we'll travel along.
I love that. And Wanda White, you're in the building. Hey, how about this, man? We've been unpacking this whole strike thing for the last few weeks. And we're looking at AI. That's a very real thing. You got Pepper, who was acting and pivoting in that space. How has AI affected you? Are you leaning into it, or are you leaning away from it?
To me, I think that AI is a good thing, but we need to be paid for it. I don't want anybody using my likeness one time and then putting it on animals or anything like that. No.
Wow, how about
we have to work on sanctions that are going to protect our likenesses to where there's rules against what they can use it on, and also that no one else can use it for someone else's body or something like that.
Right.
If there's rules on it and they pay us for it and we agree to the terms and they don't switch up on us, then eventually it will change the industry. But if they trying to
let me jump in there with you, Wanda. Let me jump in there with you, because you're all writers. Tanya's a writer, Pepper's a writer, and Wanda, you're a writer as well. Yeah. And you can go into Chat GPT and put in any idea, and it'll spit it out. Does that worry you at all?
Yeah.
The collective, yes.
The writing part of the AI kind of replaces us. And to me, there's no replacement for human interaction. I'm talking about real stories from real people told by real people.
Yeah. Well,
you can't computer generate what's real. And so they're going to figure out that robotic kind of stuff is not what people want to see. And I don't think that people should use computer generated stuff. Now, to formulate your ideas or, formulate your notes or something. I mean, okay, I get it. You shortcutting. But it's nothing like a human being creating a real story, a real movie, a real script. And they know that eventually they're going to have to hire the best of the best. So they might as well just break us off and quit being lazy.
Stop playing.
Well,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was at my niece graduated this year from high school, and all the kids who spoke, the valedictorian, salutatorian, they all talked about Chat GPT and how you could go on there and get a speech. You could just, say valedictory speech, inspirational, and it would, churn something out. And all the kids made a comment about how they could do it, but it wasn't them. It wasn't their personality. It didn't offer the jokes. It didn't offer the sassiness. It didn't offer the smart assedness that a kid might have in their speech. And they all commented on it. And the reality is you can churn out a speech, but it's not going to have personality when it's a formed speech that you just type in a couple key words. And I don't think it's going to replace. I think what's going to happen is people are going to use it and try to use it as a replacement, and then realize this doesn't have the soul. It doesn't have the spirit of a real person. So we're going to.
But that's the question, ladies. Do you need a soul, Pepper Chambers? Do you need a soul to write? Do you need a soul to? Wanda says yes. What's your thoughts, Pepper?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I write blogs, I write plays, I write all kinds of things that are 100% built on soul. And you cannot, I'm very visual when I write. How does something smell? How does something taste? You can't formulate that unless you've actually done it.
Yeah,
You know,
computer
and
can't do that.
you can't, the computer doesn't have a sentient.
I think the computer can.
mimic.
Like I don't know if y'all been paying attention.
Cheating though. It's cheating though.
I
not
don't think people
mimic.
care if they cheat at one if it still make money.
Well,
But I feel like it's nothing better than human beings speaking from their own soul rather
No,
than
Wanda, I'm not. I completely agree.
Lemonade. Like it's light lemonade. Like it's nasty. It's not. It's
No,
like,
but hear me out, ladies. Hear me out. I think they already been using it. You got people that I think they already been using it, and they already been churning out this work. And how many? Tyler Perry said he wrote 100 scripts. Impossible, unless he was cheating.
Well, the question is not that if you wrote 100 scripts, is if he wrote 100 good scripts. That's the question.
It don't matter. He getting on TV. It don't matter if it's good or not.
Oh God.
Well, you already know he is always taking shortcuts and cheating anyway. But as an enhancement, that's one thing. But as a replacement, no. I feel like when you go to the movies, you go to something, you feel it. You know, have you ever seen a movie? You be like, "Now that was good. Who wrote that?" Right? It's not gonna. Movies like that are not gonna come from the computer because the computer's already just blocked. It's just there, and I feel like they should not manipulate that and try to replace real people with real ideas.
Well, they're still trying to replicate the human mind. They're trying to replicate what human beings do. That's what a computer is. It's trying to replicate the human brain. So if you're trying to replicate people, it's like, why are you getting rid of the people? It's like, this is what you
little
want
by
anyway.
little.
So, and I do voiceovers.
I hate self-checkout.
I was just going to say, Rodney.
You know,
I'm
an old man when it comes to this.
They can't be funny. A computer is not going to be funny because it's going to be flat because it's not a real person with a real story.
Yeah. And I mean, just in terms of your point.
Wanda White, I completely agree, but these computers are trying their best. And
they are.
How many times we just seen in the Terminator a crazy movie, science fiction movie where the computers take over? I'm scared of that.
Right,
completely.
We almost there. When I watch movies like, you know, Ex Machina and stuff like that, where, you know, our Westworld and stuff, I'll be like, man, they doing too much right now. That computer generated stuff. But I think that we're getting way too far away from human interaction as it is. Like these kids, they don't even know how to talk to girls or whatever. Like I see this teenage dude looking at a girl and he was like, oh, there she go right there, telling his friend, I'm about to hit her on Instagram. She right there.
I can't do it right. I
you
can't do it
put up and say, hi, Cindy. Watch, I'm about to hit her. I'm about to hit her on Instagram. Like he was really saying something. The girl was 3 yards from her.
Wow.
What, you can't talk to her? Oh, say some old, or your friend tell you what to say, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, what is this? Cyrano de Bergerac?
Well, you gotta present something first. It's like presenting your true self to her.
There's college courses on learning how to prompt the computer. There's college courses on learning how to talk to the computer, for it to spit out the right thing. And that stuff is coming down the pipe. Tanya Alexander, talk to me about directing, because you're the quintessential director. You directed the Brown Betties. You're an NAACP nominee, and you took on this project with your friend. Talk to me about directing somebody you know so well.
Actually, for me, it's easy to direct someone I know because I know what Pepper is capable of. So the way that I kind of prod her into going deeper with every character and just physicality and things like that. I've always had a visionary mind. My dance and choreography background has always made me really visual in terms of how I see things. And I've always been kind of a control freak. So I kind of know what I want, you know, put this here, put that there, you know, that kind of thing. So directing is easy for me.
So Pepper, does Tanya get on your nerves?
No, she does not get on my nerve. Rodney, you've been directed by her too. Tanya makes me scared, actually. So I'm fear motivated. So it's like I better have my shit together, or else Tanya's going to yell at me, and I don't like that. So then I do a better job. And
That's
I say
true.
that with, I say that with love.
That's true. I am a disciplinarian.
We once, and you can tell us the truth now.
I am a disciplinarian. I grew up. I mean, I took. I have a degree in theater. Went to AMDA. It was super disciplined. Teachers would shut the door if you was running down the hallway 30 seconds late. They close the door in your face. So professionalism and being disciplined and prepared and all that stuff was drilled into me. So I'm very much a technician in that way. But I think at the end of the day on stage, it shows up. It shows up that you have your foundation.
Tanya, I want to ask you, do you feel that because you're a woman that you have to be more cut and dry like that? Or
no,
that's just
my personality.
It's her personality.
The little abrasive anyway.
But she keeps us on track. Even over Zoom and as casual, we could be as casual as we want to be. We set our time. We are on time. I come in rehearsal. I come in costume. We have been very respectful of each other's time, and our training has showed up in this. And otherwise, I don't think the Zoom thing would have worked at all. To be quite frank. But but I respect her. Like I respect her time and she's doing this, like we're thankfully, yes, there's a budget, but she's not being paid at all what she should be being paid. So who would I be to not be prepared and not show up for her?
Right.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How long is the piece? Is it 90 minutes? How long is it? An hour?
1 hour.
1 hour. With the talk back.
But that's nothing for you, Pepper Chambers. You knock an hour out, no time.
Do you know how many words I wrote? Do you know how many words Chappie T did not write?
Words.
There's so many words, Rodney. I'm scared. It's going to be great.
Wow.
Yeah, and by the way, we only have 5 ticket left across all 4 shows.
Oh, wow.
So we have 4 shows. The opening night show is already sold out. We have like 2 tickets for the next night, 2 tickets for a day in the next week. So yeah, it's only 5 tickets left. So we'll have sold out shows.
I wish I was in Chandler, Arizona. I would absolutely be there. At Wanda White, I count you as one of my mentors. I can remember vividly you just being kind, and you didn't have to be. Why are you like that?
It's just the way I was raised. You know what I mean? I'm blessed, and I'm not pretentious. You know what I mean? No matter how successful I become, that's just like if you was like a real pretty girl or something. It's always somebody prettier than you. So you need to come down off of that and really realize that your privilege, whatever you're getting from that, you just need to thank God for it, because some people have.
Stop right there, Edwin Dwight. Is there such thing as pretty privilege? Is that real?
Yeah, Rodney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
the
Rodney.
prettier you are, the more stuff you get. Like you gonna get like there's you regular when you go to the club and have to stand in line. You know what I'm saying? You average, like you either too old or you don't look good enough. The pretty girls don't stand in line. And when you popping bottles for no reason at all, you could go to the club with no money. You know you cute then. It's pretty privilege. And good looking guys too, the same. But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But on the other front, to me, I feel like it's important to be kind. It only takes a little bit to be kind. And we are blessed to have this life. I've been in the game so long and I've sustained a career so long. And there are so many people that are more successful than me, not as successful as me, but I've been here the whole time consistently doing what I do. And to me, that's a blessing. Yeah, so why would I come up to somebody and see Tanya somewhere and say, oh my God, I love your comedy. Oh yeah, whatever. And I'll be like, oh, thank you so much. I'm always so surprised and so grateful when I go to a show and people are in the audience. Because one day you could look out and
I remember when nobody cared.
See?
Yeah.
I have people ask me that all the time, like, do you mind signing autographs or taking pictures? I remember when nobody gave a damn at Wanda. I remember when I wanted people to stop me and take a picture. So how dare I not give that thing away?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I know I live on that same principle, not just for getting people in the door, but I just say I hate when people are mean. It's so bad for the spirit, and it has a ripple effect. You've been terrible to someone, then that person is terrible to someone, or they feel bad about themselves and they've given up. Their drive and ambition can be affected by a lack of kindness. It's not just that moment. I think about the reverberation of what kindness does.
Right.
You
Agreed.
seem like a sweetheart anyway. I just
Oh, Pepper is the best.
sweetie
So
pie.
Pepper, you're newlywed.
Thank you,
Is your
Edwanda.
guy an
Thank you.
actor?
You know, I know I laughed at like that. He was. In fact, he jokes about it. He went to the Burt Reynolds School of something or other when he was in Florida for a while. So he's like, which is like, I know, right? Burt Reynolds. It's a great trivia for him. So he works in the film side.
Does he have a mustache? A thick mustache?
Burt
He has
Reynolds
a goatee. He has a goatee.
He has a goatee like you, Rodney. I didn't hear what you said,
good for
Wanda.
him.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's
No,
not
I
great.
said I didn't know. I'm still tripping off the fact that Burt Reynolds has a school.
I
How
know.
about that?
It was crazy.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew? He did study that, but he's on the film industry now.
So how did you know he was the one?
Oh my God. Okay, so kindness. Actually, this is full circle. So we were at a friend's house. It makes me laugh. We were doing dishes, what sounds so like domestic, but
I
we were
love
at a
that.
friend's house doing dishes, and this was actually around 2012, and I mean, he was making me laugh and he's very funny, but to your point, and I can say this to him too, he is not Black. And so, and I was with a lot of my Black friends, I was trying to be as Black as I possibly could at the time. I'm like, I don't really know about all this. What am I going to do? But there was this part in my heart that was like, but he's really nice. He read all my blogs. He read my books. Like, and he just was into me. And, you know,
Wow.
LA can be, I don't know where you are, but LA can, you know, after a while can get on you because people
Yes.
just don't have time. They don't, and like you said, the pretty girls, there's 50 million pretty girls. Who gives a shit about you? No matter what you look like. And he actually was into me. And then I knew in that moment, but it took me 6 years to really like get my shit together and say 6 years. We didn't have our first date till 6 years later, but then we got married pretty quickly 2 years after that. So
Wow, that's
I
such a
was
great love
there
story,
the night
man.
of their wedding.
Now, what is it gonna
She
take for us
was.
to get Tanya married off?
I know,
Oh, gosh.
Rodney. I keep trying. I'm like, Tanya, what about
Hey,
that?
Happily
is
single.
That's
the
true,
white
too.
man an option for you, Tanya?
Say that again.
Is the white man an option?
I do like brothers. I've only dated Black men in my entire life.
But so had Pepper up to that point, am I right?
No, Pepper dated
No.
all kinds of guys. Yeah.
No,
I've only
Not
dated
on
brothers
purpose.
because of the
So you were
the
open to
sensibility.
somebody other than a Black guy?
Who, me?
Pepper.
Oh, Pepper.
oh, was I? Well, I'd have to say yes because I was
Yeah.
around people, and I don't know why I'm getting all caught up on my words. I would say yes, and number two, a lot of the people that I liked didn't like me back, and so after a while, going to this whole thing, am I going to be alone or am I going to be with someone who actually wants to be with me?
How about
So the
that?
person that wanted to be with me did not happen to be Black, and like I said, it was hard for me to go through because I had to go through all these things. Who am I? What trauma am I dealing with? You know, like what is this going to mean? And then I just
and
had to
love
push
conquers
it on
all,
the
man,
side.
regardless of the
It
color
really
of somebody's
does.
skin.
It really
It
does.
has to. It has to. What are we here for? Literally, what are we here for? If not to be with, whether it's romantic love or this moment right here, even, what are we here for? It's about connection. So, and
And
we
Wanda,
have
how
to.
many years you got now?
You know what? I'm just gonna put it like this. I've been knowing my husband since I was in the 7th grade. Yes. And
I love
I'm
it.
trying to say we are in our 50s, and I love him. Like the
Yay.
first day I met him, he is an amazing. When you find the one, it hits different. You
Y'all
know
been
what I'm
married for like a good little while now, though.
long time. Our oldest son is 36.
Oh,
Good
wow.
job, Edwanda. You did it. Oh my God. What do you got to
Sounds
say?
like my parents. Sounds
And
like my
Yeah,
still
right.
like him. I still like him. Like he can text me and I still be giggling. Like, you know what I'm saying? We live together, do everything together. I'll be giggling like it's a new dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
trying to be nasty. It's so cute. You know what I'm saying? But when you got that one, it's different than being out there. So I just thank God for him. He's a good man. Just like
Let me throw this at y'all, ladies.
Just like Rodney.
There was a controversy that arose through the BET Awards. NDIRE came out against twerking. Tanya and Pepper, you're dancers, professional dancers. Is it okay to twerk? Is twerking okay?
Twerking's fine. Twerking's
Yeah.
fine. I think this is my thing, right? And I'm a strong proponent of people's perspectives shape a thing. And so if I'm the person, if that feel, and I have a friend, and me and Pepper have a mutual friend that was twerking at like a private party, and she said, she was like, it just feels good. She's like, twerking feels good. So she's like, bo, bo, bo. And so to me,
And
it's
isn't
like,
it culturally something that dates back many hundreds of years?
That's the thing.
It is. And it depends. Like if I go to Brazil right now, they're in the smallest of outfits, sambaing, whole butt out, just body showing with plumes, and everybody's like, oh, that's beautiful, right? Even though they're almost nude, and they're, you know, they're gyrating, hips are moving, all kinds of stuff is going on, but culturally, it's acceptable and it's considered beautiful and it's considered celebratory and all of that.
So is that a Wanda? I know you've dabbled in the gospel world of comedy. Is that something that we have hangups with anything that shows Black woman sexuality?
Well, let me just say, I'm open-minded and more open-minded than most people realize. So there's nothing wrong with twerking, but I don't feel that Black women get a fair shake. We are defined by our butts and how we shake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's white girls, they twerk too, but don't nobody care because they probably don't got the yams that we got. You know what I'm saying?
How about that?
So guess what? When we twerking and our booty is shaking, somebody has something to say about it.
It means something.
Feel like it's not that Erica was against twerking. It's just show some class. Are we on the stripper pole or are we just doing a little seductive dance? The twerking is fun, actually. I'm not going to do it in public and I wouldn't do no videos because that's not how I'm trying to represent myself. But I think it was just overkill. Everybody on the floor gyrating or whatever, and knowing that this is supposed to be Black excellence. This is supposed to be class. This is supposed to be where we are. And then we are defined by this video of a bunch of Black women who are always telling everybody, oh, Black women are not chosen. Why do men always choose somebody else and not us? And we're not being respected. Well, respect yourself then. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We're not at the strip club right now. You know what I mean? So guess what? It's nothing wrong with twerking, but it has its place is what I'm saying. And that's what she was saying too. Not saying she's against twerking because she probably has some people or dancers in her video when it's twerking time.
Twerking time.
We are too judged on our physical body. We are too judged on, we're over sexualized anyway as Black women. So we don't need the extras.
That's true. I mean, but I think
you have to be concerned about Pepper as a performer and a dancer.
Yeah, this topic I think about quite a bit because from what Tanya said, perspective. So I know that, for example, my grandfather was a pastor. I know that I have these Puritan sort of lenses over my eyeballs. And that particular friend, when she was twerking, I'm always like, wait, stop. What are you doing? Because, you know, I'm like, it's too much. And I'm like, but why, Pepper? Why is it too much? What do you need to work through in order to say that is too much? And like Edwanda said, for me, I'm kind of like time and place. But why is it time and place? Because I've been taught that by other people putting other values on me, saying that it's supposed to be. So that is somebody else's perspective. So even within that, I have to decide what is right for me and what do I think is right for me. So for me, I'm like, it can be a bit much, but it's still a bit much because of what my definition of sexuality is. You know, and that's also
I gave Pepper and a friend a twerking lesson at a thing recently. I don't know if she remembers this because we were having some cocktails.
I was drunk.
But yeah.
So
there's always cocktails around twerking.
I love twerking. The dance itself is fun, especially because somebody taught me how to do it. To me, if I could get a stripper pole in the house for my husband, I would do that. Twirl around, dance, whatever.
But you can.
But I'm not going to do. No, I can, and I will. But that's between me and my man, though, my husband.
Sure.
But I'm saying, would I post that video and be twerking and spinning around the pole with something with a G-string on or a thong? No. Time and place. But guess what? It's a lot of women who get it confused. We as Black women, we have to represent at the top notch of excellence at all time if we want to get that respect. First of all, if you got on a mini skirt that's showing everything, then you say, well, what they looking at? Your butt is sticking out.
Your butt.
What you mean? Y'all looking over here. You have on a top with no bra with your nipples showing, and you want to be like, why are they looking over there? So you wore that because you didn't want them to look? You see what I'm saying? So we gotta be careful with what type of attention we draw to.
All right, ladies. Let's take a little pivot. Why is it better to be fine? And Wanda White?
It's always better to be to me. I've always I'm not no 10 or nothing like that. I ain't never been no Beyonce or whatever.
Somebody's 10.
You gotta be a 10.
No.
You that man over there, his 10.
I'm a 10 as a woman. I'm a good woman. But as far as physical beauty, like I've always thought that the pretty girls was like somebody that wasn't on me. I was always attractive, and I always try. You want to have your smashability at a good level. As long as you got your smashability, you good. You want to be sexy. You want to wear things that are age appropriate, size appropriate, whatever size you are, and whatever makes you feel good, and that's sexy.
Yeah.
But you gotta live in your own reality.
Sexy definitely matters, but go ahead.
Sexy matters. So everybody don't come out the womb like they was made in a factory where everything is perfect. Their nose is perfect. They got the cute little eyes and the caramel skin or whatever they want to think is pretty. So you got to do what you got to do to look the best that you can and be the most attractive woman you can. It's better to be fine because fine gets you everything. I don't care. Have you ever seen an old lady that was fine?
Being a fine woman, does that help you navigate life? Are you being shy?
It's not shy. I hate this topic because I just hate it. So I do think that being attractive gets you things. We know this.
Right.
People, and there's studies, let's just say, there actually are studies that people, like babies, react to beauty in a different way. And beauty turns out to be related to symmetry. And symmetry causes comfort. So let's just say that. So, and then to what Edwanda's saying is like, yes, our society is really based on beauty. People like it. They want to see it. They want to reward it. And they want to.
Is it beauty in general, or are we slaves to what, for lack of a better word, to European standards of beauty?
Well, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do we
look
the
at each other the same way?
Yeah, our beauty is based off of something that has nothing to do with us at this point. And then there's also something, if I can remember the details, there is a Jewish man is the one that created the concept of the blonde Hollywood bombshell.
Okay.
And it was because he kind of wanted the opposite, or not wanted the opposite, but what he chose was opposite of his own culture.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So we're going after something that has nothing to do with any of us, number one. And then number two, so then looking the way that I do, I had a friend tell me once, she's like, Pepper, you're too pretty to be broke. And I was like,
I tell you what,
and Tanya, you know who
this is. If I was a sexy woman, I would never be broke. I tell you that.
Well, this is what not only did that make
a hoe too, so that's
right.
Story.
I was like, well, what am I doing wrong? And then I was like, what kind of comment is that?
Right.
You know, but that's what she said. You in LA, you are too pretty to be broke. So
it's a point to that. Like I say, even cute kids get treated better than ugly kids. And don't lie to me.
I don't. Is that true? At one,
they
that
do.
Ain't true.
They get more toys. They get free candy. They get this and that. Ugly kids do get ignored sometimes.
What is ugly though, Wanda? What is ugly?
Well, that was the point.
That's what Tanya's going to say.
Whoever in the comments, y'all already know that pretty little boys, cute little boys, and cute little girls with the little long ponytails or whatever, they get treated better. I'm talking about by the parents, by the grandparents. It's a subliminal thing that people do, like, oh, you perceive the little cute kid as if they're smarter or prettier or better when they really not.
Tanya Alexander, what's your thoughts?
My thoughts, first of all, beauty is a construct and it changes depending on what culture you're in.
Okay.
So we, being Americans, have a European standard of beauty in this country.
Indeed.
So that means that we think
we're
aesthetically,
lighter
skin is prettier, or a thinner nose is prettier, or, you know, these sort of features are, but that is cultural. And you can buy into any beauty construct you want to buy into. If I'm Mari, I can paint my lips blue, and that's considered beautiful. If I'm from Miramar, I need rings on my neck to have a long neck, so that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see it as weird. Scarification, all these things are considered beautiful in the cultures you're in. So first of all, as a person, just recognize that beauty is something I've decided to accept. This idea of beauty, I'm accepting it. Right? Because you go somewhere else and it's totally different. So that's the
All right,
first
guys,
thing.
let's flip this to men. I don't believe that men have to be great-looking guys to live a great life. I think that men, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong, I think that a man can be very average, very okay, and live an incredible life because women don't require men to be gorgeous. Am I right or am I absolutely wrong?
I do.
Right.
A lot of women.
Go ahead, Tanya.
I mean, I have an aesthetic that I like. I like slender.
You like a good-looking guy.
I do. Slender, muscular, masculine features, nice jawline, whole nine. I like that. So it's like, okay, this is what I like. It's Tanya's aesthetic. Yes.
So an ugly dude ain't got no chance with you.
Huh?
An ugly guy has no chance with you.
Whatever ugly means. A guy needs to be attractive to me. For him to have a chance, yes.
Now, do your friends look at those guys that you pick and be like, that motherfucker is ugly?
No, they don't.
They probably do.
Interesting enough, I've had friends that have been like, this motherfucker is fine, you know, or they've said all kinds of, oh, he's really cute, or he has such a handsome face, or whatever. Right. I remember my sister commenting on a guy I was dating. She's like, he's handsome, you know. So I usually date guys.
Why was she surprised?
Well, she didn't know. She had never met him. That's all.
Okay.
I grew up with pretty boys, so it's my father's 6'4", really handsome, smiling, you know, the whole nine. So I grew up with handsome men in my family. So I think that's partially why I consider.
I'm sure that it would affect you.
Absolutely. So, but that's just me. I mean, you know, anybody could be handsome to somebody.
Pepper, is your guy handsome?
He is handsome. He is handsome. And he's not, you know, he's not 6'4", but he's my height. And my dad is 6'4", you know. So it's funny what Tanya was saying. I did end up I picked someone that has the qualities of my dad in terms of kindness, as we're saying, and generosity and all that kind of stuff. And that's also, to me, what makes him even more handsome. So yeah, I do like beauty. And I've dated people that maybe weren't so like, oh, that guy's hot, you know, like hotness. I don't know. This question makes me uncomfortable also, which I'll have to write about in my journal. But Rodney, I know you're going to ask Edwanda, but why is this question important anyway? Why are you asking?
It's not
this
necessarily
question?
important. I just think it's an interesting conversation because I don't know if women require beauty. Like guys tend to require beauty. Like guys want a woman to have a pretty face. They want a woman to have a body. And I think it's also geographical. Like guys from the Midwest, where you and I from, Pepper, we tend to lean toward a woman that don't have to have a pretty face, but she got to have a crazy body. You know, guys down here in the South where I am now, they got to have big booties and big breasts and a pretty face. You know, so I wonder, was that the same for women? Edwanda?
Let me tell you, Tanya and Pepper are exceptions to the rule, and they are you. The truth is, a man can be ugly. If he is doing financially well for himself, he gonna get him one. And let me tell you something.
Yeah, he'll get a woman, of course.
Gorgeous. Okay? Gorgeous girls love ugly dudes with money. Okay? They love it. Okay? Let me tell you something.
Does that make them gold diggers, Edwanda?
I'm telling you, this is okay. You go down and scroll down on Instagram, or you scroll down on any social media, and you're gonna see some trolls. Okay, trolls with beautiful girls, and they are together, have babies, whatever. Why? Because that man is paying the bills. She is driving what she wants to drive, living where
stability.
We ain't talking about love. We talking about attractiveness. Okay, women.
What's the actor, Tanya, the actor that was in Creed that played opposite
Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors. Is he a good looking guy?
He is. Jonathan, he is a good looking guy. And again, I know he has very African features. And there's people who will say certain things about his features. I love his features. I think he's a gorgeous man. I love his body. He has that body. I'm just like, yeah. So to me,
and Wanda, really Jonathan Majors is he considered a good looking guy in your book?
Let me tell you, he's a very masculine and handsome man, but he's not good looking like
he's not pretty boy.
Certain people that have sculptured looks or whatever. A lot of women, they don't care about no pretty boys and all that, like no elder bars, ponytails, and all that. They don't care about that. If the dude is regular, a regular, average, regular
I
dude.
consider myself regular. I'm a regular guy.
You're not right.
You're not regular though, but you just think you are.
I'm regular. I know regular.
not
Thank you for being kind, ladies.
Look
I'm
at your
a
face,
regular
Rodney.
guy.
You are not a regular guy.
Attractive.
Well,
No,
Rodney, what makes you attractive? What makes you attractive? One, you have this kilowatt smile, first of all. Just physically speaking. You got
Okay,
this very,
eyeballs.
if you compare yourself to like Kimbo Slice or something like that, then you Denzel. You understand? You are not regular. You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of people below you.
Oh, no.
So you Denzel out here. You killing them. You know what I'm saying? You Michael B.
Kimbo
Jordan in these streets. You feel me? You're not regular. You're as far as men, as long as you look manly and handsome and you keep yourself groomed, women is like, okay, I'm feeling
You know what, that's a great point. Grooming is everything. When you're a man, if you can stay clean,
we like
your nails done, your clothes nice, women will stop listening to you.
Goes a long way. Grooming goes a long way.
Looking good. It ain't about, oh, he cute. We did that in high school. That played out. He cute. Cute and $1 can't even get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Please. Wait a minute. Stay with me. You know what I'm saying? So the point is, women, a lot of women out here are looking for a man who is gainfully employed or has his own business or something that can do something for her to elevate her status. The prettier she is, the more money she can get. Because guess what? Money goes with beauty. Because the men who have the money, I don't care if they ugly, they're not going to be with the ugly woman. Some of them cash in their ugly wife for the new wife when they get the money. And don't
How about that? That's a whole nother conversation. Pepper Chambers, let me ask you this. Here's the other question. What would you tell your younger self? Like if you could talk to yourself 20 years ago, what would be the note you would leave for her?
I would tell her to not worry so much and to see, speaking of beauty, to see what everyone else sees and not what you're seeing, not telling yourself that you're different than what you are.
Right.
And to take more risks in the sense of not taking a risk because you feel like you have to prove yourself first. Like just take the risk. Take the risk.
Wanda White, 20 years ago, go back, talk to your younger self. What would you tell her?
I would tell her that everything's going to turn out okay. I would tell her that you are going to be everything that you ever dreamed of. You just have to believe in yourself and don't believe what friends tell you that are not like-minded friends that are going where you're going.
Wow.
Because that was my biggest thing in my 20s, 30s, as listening to people who were not on the same ride I was on. And once I got with like-minded people who were taking the same journey, it was a different conversation, and that elevated me in a lot of ways. And don't take disappointment as if it's the end.
It's not the end.
How I was when I was in my 20s. I would say,
dropped the jewel there.
One disappointment, just because you have one setback could be a set up. And everybody that loves you, that say they love you, don't love you.
Ooh,
and
you giving her a whole book.
Yeah. Everybody that say they love you, don't love you. And just because someone doesn't say they love you, don't mean that they don't love you more than anyone.
Oh.
Tanya Alexander, you go back 20 years in time, you get to talk to your younger self. What do you say to her?
First of all, I do talk to my younger self. So, first of all, I love you. I got your back. That's the first thing I always say.
Nice.
So, of everyone around you, you're blessed, which I am, and knew it back then, and I still am. And also, just if you have enough faith and belief in yourself, you can do whatever you want. You're a free being. You can create whatever you want. So think about what it is you want to create. So that's pretty much it. That's what I say to her.
Hey, man, one thing I love about this show, I get to talk to my friends. We get to have some really cool conversations. If you're in Chandler, Arizona, there's only 2 tickets left. Pepper Chambers in a totally immersive experience. When you took this one on, Pepper, like, did you know what it was going to be at the outset, or did y'all turn it into this immersive experience?
No, I knew. Thankfully, that is one thing. When I have a vision for something, I can see it fairly clearly. How I'm going to get there is the question mark. But what we're creating is exactly what which gives me chills and makes me very excited. Yeah,
Wow.
this is what I
Are
wanted.
you incorporating dance into this? I'm sure you are.
Actually, no. For once, there's no dance. I do have these little two-step. Like one character does a little two-step. But
Really?
there's no
Yeah.
dance.
How do
There's
you
no
not
underwear.
dance when you're Pepper Chambers?
I know. Well, I don't know. Like I said, there's a little bit of but
Now, don't give me any ideas, Rodney.
I know.
I'll be like, Pepper, let's
Tanya's
throw the
already
jig
trying
right
to make
here.
me do 3-point turns and stuff. But that's coming later. Like I still, we're gonna be here. Brown Betties will be here. That's all I gotta say. That's the big dream.
Yo, I watched the interview with you about the Brown Betties, man, and what you guys created, and it was such a enlightening piece. Are the Betties one person?
One person.
One person. And it's because the characters were love, hate, want, and need, like all the things that you go for when you're trying to be in a relationship. And so that would be the question at the end of the show: is it one person or is it 4 separate ones? And so, yes, it's one person.
She is so she is one person, but I guess somewhere in a perfect world, shouldn't there be love, hate, want, need for her out of the guy?
Ooh, yes, my friend. That's why the lovable guy song that you sang, that's what that was about. He's talking about himself.
Best.
You did. Do you remember it? Can you give us a little bit, Rodney?
I cannot.
I'm a lovable
guy.
I kind of talked my way through it. I was like,
Yeah, I made you do that. I made you do a spoken wordy kind of version.
Yeah, it's still a highlight of my life working with you ladies, man. I can't have enough. I did do a one-man show this year.
You did.
And I'm super duper proud of it. It's called Rodney Perry Moments on My Journey. And I used stories from my book to put in. I talked to Tanya about it. And I want to add a multimedia element to it. I want to maybe add a screen or something. I don't know. I don't want to become crazy expensive, though. I want to keep it minimal. How do you make those decisions, Tanya?
Yeah, bring it to LA.
Yeah, bring it to LA.
I'm coming to LA before the year's out. I promise you.
Yeah.
I want to.
You said, now you asked me what you said. How do I do what?
How do you make those decisions as a director, like when to add multimedia, when to kind of expand the piece?
Well, it depends on. I always like to ask the person what their vision is. If your vision is to have a multimedia element, then we'll figure out how to put it in there. Yeah. But I wouldn't try to add multimedia to make the show better or more interesting. That's really the actor's part. That's the actor's, purpose in terms of storytelling. So multimedia should just accent it. It shouldn't take over the storytelling or tell the story for you. So that's the question. Why?
Wanda White, would you ever tell your story that way? Would you ever do a one-woman show?
You know what? I've had so much trauma that I don't want to do that because I'm going to have a breakdown on stage. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't.
Let me tell you something, Ms. White. It was emotionally a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It was a lot.
I want to tell my story because I can't do it. I don't know. That's why I do stand up.
Yeah.
I
enjoyed kind of delving into the dramatic part of me, but it was a lot. And, I had a friend ask me afterwards, he was like, dog, can you do that every night?
Oof,
and I was like,
the thing.
yo, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's hard. Even doing a one-person show is a lot. You don't have anyone to work off of except basically yourself. And you have to remember, it's twice as hard, I think, to do a one-person show as it is to do anything else. My opinion.
Yeah, I would love to do a one-woman show, but I would make it the light side. I'm saying I couldn't tell the truth and do my whole dramatic truth because I would be drained every night. They'd have to.
I believe you could do it. I would pay great money to see you crying up there.
I bet you, because I got a lot to cry
Tell
about.
your truth.
Make it through.
But you always so tough to me. You like a tough lady. So it would be a lot to see you kind of break down that way. It would be a lot.
You know my real story, people would be like so shocked. That's why I'm so mellow and chilled now, because of what God has brought me through.
Wow.
Let me
Pepper, go
say
ahead.
real quick, Edwanda's because I help other writers. I know you know this, but just saying sharing your pain and sharing your experience can really be healing to other people and yourself. So just think about that. And
No,
not
I
that you
share
have
it.
to do
I
it.
always share
Yeah.
it, but I
Yeah.
always nobody ever knows it's me. Half of the jokes that I say, I always say that it's someone else.
You temper it with
I have to
with it being
disconnect
somebody
from-
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well, know that you're, comedy heals anyway, but you know that you're a healing force. That's what it
Well,
is.
and you can do a
Indeed.
one-person show where you play someone who has
Yeah.
a similar experience. It's not
Yeah.
you in the show. It could be a character that you've, used
Yeah.
to tell
I've
your
thought
story.
about it
So you can do
that
that.
way too. Oh, sure.
Yeah. And you are loved.
Hey, we might have a
You are
breakthrough
loved.
here. All right,
Okay.
guys.
I know.
My name is Rodney Perry. This is Rodney Perry Live. We do this every day. RP Live, the podcast. Tanya Alexander, how do we stay in touch?
You can follow me at Tanya.Alexander on Instagram or Tanyisms on Instagram. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's me.
Hey, Tanya, you've been around long enough to have had a MySpace, am I right?
I did have a MySpace back in the day. Yes, I did.
We all did.
All of us had MySpaces. I found a video of me going, "Hey man, hit me on my MySpace." I was like, I can't believe I even said that. How crazy is that? Pepper Chambers, how do we stay in touch?
I am at Pepper the Hot One across the board. So PEPP, you are the hot one because I'm hot.
So what does that mean? That you're the hot pepper, or you the hot one out of your girls that you hang out with?
Oh my God. Don't pit me against my girlfriend, Rodney. I am the hot one against. I'm hot within myself, and I'm hot within myself. That's it.
Hey, I'm so happy for you, Pepper. I'm glad you're a married old maid, and
Thank you.
and that your
Married at
husband
50,
worships the
everyone.
ground
Married
you
at
walk on. I
50.
think that's a beautiful thing.
You're a good man. Thank you, Rodney. I love you.
Ed Wanda White, how do we stay in touch?
Oh my gosh. First of all, these ladies are fantastic. And I followed both of you guys already before I came on. I love you guys. You can find me on Instagram at Wanda's World. That's EDWONDASWORLD. And it's at Wanda White on all the other platforms. I'm just enjoying my life, Rodney. I just take every day and just enjoy it. And I just love seeing you. And I'm just excited to be talking to you today. I'm so proud of you. We've been knowing each other forever. And you a good dude, Rodney. Uncle.
Right?
You ain't my uncle, but you everybody.
I was about to say, we not uncles and aunties. But
He's our brother.
Brothers and sisters, man. I count you as a friend and family and all that good stuff. Thank you, Miss Wanda White, coming on today. Hey, guys, this show is going to run in the morning tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tell a friend. But ladies, y'all just were privy to some really super talented ladies. Thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Thank you, Rodney.
Rodney. Thank you.
Hi,
Nice to meet you, Edwanda.
You too. You guys are awesome.
Pepper's the best.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey! Make some noise! Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.